I'm currently in my 6th year as school board president of District 230, which means that this is about the 12th time many of you have been subjected to my twice-a-year musings at Institute Days. This year's theme is What's Your Story and Building Relationships. In the past, I've shared some of my story with you, including having a wife and daughter who are teachers, my days as a high school student at Evergreen Park High School, and even what I did on my summer vacations. Today, I'm going to try to combine all of these elements into our theme in about 5 minutes or less, this time with the help of some visual aids. My daughter, Katie, is now a tenured first grade teacher. Katie was married to her college sweetheart just this past June. Katie invited her recent classes of students to attend her wedding. To my surprise, about a dozen of Katie's first grade students attended the wedding ceremony. Everyone attending the wedding witnessed firsthand the bond and relationships that can form between teacher and students even at an early age. Some of the students confided that they went with their parents to shop for a special outfit just to wear to Katie's wedding. These first grade students are likely to long remember the relationships that they formed with their first grade teacher. Next, I'm going to show you a totally gratuitous photo of me walking Katie down the aisle on her wedding day, since it was not only a highlight of the summer, but a culmination of a father-daughter relationship. I'm sharing this current picture with you also to compensate for the rather embarrassing photo that I will soon reveal. As I have mentioned in the past, I'm a proud graduate of Evergreen Park High School, where I served as student council president way back in the 70s. In high school, I had a student council advisor and mentor by the name of Sammy Salisbury, whom we always addressed as Mrs. Salisbury. At my first District 230 Institute Day in 2013, I discussed with you that one of my roles as Evergreen Park High School Student Council President was to welcome the faculty back at school, which, ironically, is the position I find myself in today. But as a 17-year-old, I was a little nervous in standing before the faculty then on our first day of my senior year of high school. Which brings me to my next photograph. It takes a courageous and confident person to share this picture with you this morning. If you look past the hideous paisley polyester suit, the white tie, and the bad hair, you may vaguely recognize the high school senior seated at the table. Yes, I am big enough to admit that is indeed me, pictured with my mentor, Mrs. Salisbury. As best I can recall, I am reviewing with her the back-to-school remarks that I am about to make to the Evergreen Park High School faculty back in the 1970s. You can see in my eyes that I'm looking for advice and some reassurance from my mentor, Mrs. Salisbury, which she never failed to deliver to me. Now, the remarkable thing about this photograph, which is 40 years old, is that I just recently received it from none other than Mrs. Salisbury herself, after she was cleaning out some old files. You see, Mrs. Salisbury and I, she lives out of state now, have stayed in contact since I graduated from high school. We have exchanged letters, Christmas cards, and yes, even emails over the past 40 years. Mrs. Salisbury helped a young, somewhat shy, and retiring high school student find his voice and confidence. But for moments like that depicted in this embarrassing photo, I doubt that I would stand before you here today. Relationships with students are a key ingredient to our mission here at District 230, As you can see in these photos, teacher-student relationships begin as early as first grade and continue through and well beyond senior year of high school. Our challenge this year in District 230 is to continue to forge these types of relationships with our students, like Katie and her first graders, and me with my high school mentor. If we continue to build these relationships with our students in the 2018-2019 school year, perhaps 40 years from now, in the far-off year of 2058, a District 230 graduate can take the podium at a future event and talk about how a relationship with one of you has changed their lives forever.